Hey, it's Vonell from Millennial Comics, the creator of the comic book series Delta Dogs, and today we're delving into a thought-provoking topic sparked by a recent video from Black Comic Lords. This video took us back in time, showcasing a classic comic book put together by different comic book creators and raised a compelling question: can we recreate this magic in today's era of Black indie creators? In this video, I'm going to break down my thoughts on tackling this complex question. Let's start by addressing the potential challenges and obstacles of why this endeavor might not work. Here are some critical factors we need to consider. So number one is egos. Richard from Black Comic Lords and I talked about this a while back ago. The clash of egos, personal dynamics, and disputes among creators could lead to a project's demise. To further explain, we have to deal with everyone's personalities, and if someone feels like they are being disrespected, they would just drop the project. If someone were to get mad or already had pre-established beef with another creator, the project would be dead on arrival. Let's continue on to number two. Who would own the rights to the book? Determining who owns the rights to the collective work can be a sticky issue, with each contributor competing for a larger piece of the pie. Everyone could feel cheated or think of the future of how big this project can be. Some may want to own as much as they can get for whatever deal that waits in the shadows from a big corporation. So on to number three. Who's going to take part and who's not? We all want that big creator, or saying some people might feel that that creator might be a little too small, or hey, that's my friend, or hey, I don't like that person. If someone doesn't get what they want, it can create a fire that will spread over time and eventually destroy the team. Not everyone may be on board, and personal bias or friendships might cloud the selection process, causing friction. So number four, trust. Creators will be working with a network of people they may or may not know. It is human nature for people to only look out for themselves. This way of thinking will start a forest fire that could destroy this project. Number five is reliability. Who is going to be a slacker? Are they doing their best work, or are they doing just enough to get by? If they fall out of love with the project, who will fulfill that role, and how would you even kick that person off the team? Money, rights, ideas, etc. are probably all tied in by this project by now. So then what? Number six, deadlines. Who has time? What if someone gets sick or has a family emergency? How would that be handled? It's a tough predicament, but something must be done. Situations like that can be really tough to deal with. Who will pick up the slack so we can meet the deadlines that are set? So yeah, deadlines can be complicated. So number seven, the story. With the egos in the room, who is going to write the story? Writers tend to fall in love quickly with what they write. To tell a writer no and go in a different direction can lead to feelings of rejection. This alone could take a whole video to explain the different paths of the story. For example, are we just showing characters and their powers? What is everyone's screen time for their particular character? Are we here for good storytelling, or are we just throwing something together for the heck of it? Things like this would take down a team quickly with so many different creators who are used to doing things on their own. All right, guys, so number eight, who would draw? Just one artist? Multiple? How high will our standards be for the art? What will happen if we can't find an artist who meets our standards along with being dedicated to the project? If we do find an artist, how would that be funded? And that takes me to my next point. Number nine, money. What system would be the best to make sure everyone gets paid? What investments would have to be made? We will have to consider future sales and digital sales. When money comes into play, it can get ugly real quick, and then people will want to sue. Also, they probably want to mess up people's good name. Of course, we've seen that done nowadays, and whatever else comes with the greed of money could take a piece of the soul of this project. But let's move on. So number 10, is it worth it? This idea sounds cool and it could go down in history, but everyone has an agenda, and if that agenda isn't aligned, people won't come to contribute. Is there a demand for a project like this? in our current market, this is a big risk project, not just for money, but also for each brand. There are so many other reasons why this won't work, but this is my opinion of what I see at first glance of this proposal. My aim is not to discourage, but to shed light on the complexities involved. Now, here is my answers to a few of these questions. And of course, I am just one mind, and there could be plenty of better solutions to these potential problems. So going down my list of problems, I will give my own answer. Let's start with number one, egos. Now, how I would personally solve this issue is we need to accept that there needs to be a leader, one that everyone needs to answer to, someone that is mature and knows how to get a project done. Anyone with any negative energy should not be allowed on the creative team. It will be one less rock in the road. It is not to be mean, but it is to make sure that the chance of success goes up. If anyone is hard to work with, doing a screening process of some sort, then yes, it does not matter the skill you bring to the team, you are out of here. On certain things, we can even do a time-sensitive vote to overthrow the leader of the project. For certain things, votes will be anonymous. So going to number two, whatever we do, it needs to be established first in writing how this is going to go down. If you contribute money, you will get a share of the rights. If you contribute work with no pay, you will get a share of the rights. But if you don't hold up your share of what was promised, you will not be getting anything. To keep it simple, we will keep everyone divided equally for the rights. All right, guys, so moving to number three, who is actually going to take part and who is not? This will be very difficult to determine. You will have to have at least 3 published books of good quality work. This qualification, of course, can vary depending on the position you desire. Those positions can be as follow: 1 leader. This person will get the final say and make big decisions that can be outvoted by other team members. 1 editor-in-chief to make sure the story and art is going in the best direction. 2 to 3 editors to, of course, check for grammar and spelling, and of course help make subtle changes to help the writer do their job. We'll have 1 marketer, 1 letterer, 3 artists, 1 on cover, 1 for internal pages, and 1 designer. The designer would make any nice touches that some characters may need. Also, we could consider even adding another artist for any big fan art of characters that can take up a few pages within the book. So another one would be 1 project manager, help with scheduling and meeting deadlines and getting in contact with others, and overall cooperating with the leader of the group, just so we can make things smooth. Also, I think there should be a max of 20 main black heroes and villains. Of course, say 10 villains, 10 heroes, to basically come up with the book. We can also throw in a few extra ones on art pages, but for the main event of the story, for at least this book, it should be a total of 20 characters max. I know a lot of people might not like this one, but it would be only 1 writer.
Boo!
This is so we can have no egos and 1 writer that will be voted to tell the best story we can create and using the characters we can get our hands on. Don't worry, I will answer your concerns with this next one. Contributors. These will be the people that will give us the rights to showcase their character in this specific book. Of course, they will get credit and a link to one of their websites that features that particular character that's showcasing in the book. But let me be clear, this does not give them a spot for the rights to the book. This is only for the ones that has contributed money and hard work to the project. If this isn't cool with you, that is fine. It should be an honor to even showcase in a book like this. There would be plenty of others that are willing to be a part of something this historical. If you are cool with using one of your characters, you can sign them over just for this project and set up a video call or send over some notes for the writer to look over along with pictures of your character. All right, finally, number 4, trust. Negative people should already be gone, but to put a second shield up, everyone should know exactly what they're getting themselves into and also what their job is. And as long as people don't step on each other's toes during the process, then trust shouldn't be an issue. All right, so number 5, reliability. We should have a few things in place to prepare for any delays, but if someone is just refusing to do their parts, 3 strikes and they are out. Or just a simple vote from the team that forfeits that creator's work and money, and anyone else would be preset to take over that position. So number 6, deadlines, same thing said, and number 5 will solve this problem as well. Moving on. All right, so number 7, the narrative of the story. Like I said, we have one writer with many different editors and a chief that should keep this as good as it's going to get. I do not believe we should just throw a story together to fit all the characters we can get, but we need to put an amazing story together that would honor whatever characters that can make it into the book. All right, so number 8, who would draw? I already answered this, but it would be 3 artists, and of course those artists can be nominated and voted on. So number 9, payments. Everyone needs to have some skin in the game. If you are serious about this project, put the money up front once we get the prices together of how much this would cost. And of course, the cost will be split equally. As far as payment goes, I think it would be easier for us to just gain the pre-orders, split that down the middle. And once the pre-orders are fulfilled, whatever books that are left would be sent out equally to any creator that wishes to sell them on their own personal website. So after this project is done, yes, you can reprint, but it has to be different cover, or it at least has to say a alt version somewhere on the front page. So yes, your sales of your book depends on you after the project and pre-orders are complete. All right, so moving on, number 10, is it worth it? This shouldn't be a get rich quick scheme. So if money is your main thing, then you probably should just be a contributor. If creating history and getting a kick out of it is your thing, then yes, this would definitely be worth doing. But all right, so that's all I got. If you have any questions, ask them down below. This might not be the best solutions, but it's a start. This project, I believe, is way overdue, but if we are going to do it, we need to do it right. It needs the best story our community can create. That being said, yes, you can go out and create something amazing, but if together we can forge something legendary. Happy writing.